Dwane, what changed with your defense in the second half? 43 shots in the first half, they make 23. 43 shots in the second half, they make 12.
Well, it's something called hard play, and it's amazing how those two words are impact the game. And that's the thing we've got to start the games with. Right now, our disposition to start the game is not good, and we just talked about it in there. The starters have to come out with a better disposition, a hungrier mentality, and understand they're going to get the best team shots. Those shots that D'Angelo Russell made at the start of the game. We can't let somebody come in and get hot like that. Started out early. It starts from the first play. We can't play our way into the game and put taxing minutes on our bodies trying to come back. And, again, we got to do better for it.
I was going to say Fred had 14 points in that game, but I mean, you brought him in and he kind of turned off D'Angelo for a bit there, and then when you brought him in the second half, I mean, that seemed to be the start of when you.
It was well again. Guys that play hard, guys. And again, that's what it was all about. It wasn't nothing magical. It was but again, I shouldn't have to yell and scream to get guys to play hard. It should start at the beginning of the game, because again, we're in uncharted territories. We got to understand teams, not just D'Angelo Russell. It wasn't just him. They were hustling for loose balls, running the floor, driving the basket, drive, kick, swing. Everything was they were doing anything they wanted to us in the first quarter, and first to start the game. And until we understand that teams are going to give us their best shot, it's easy to get up for the Houston game, but there's 28 other teams out there that are trying to take come in your house and take your food. So that's what we got to get ready for, especially teams that are rebuilding, young teams that are hungry, have nothing to lose, and that's what Coach Haskins done a heck of a job with this young team. They're going to be, tough in the future. They're young, and those are the most dangerous teams.
Dwane, how much of a concerted effort tonight? There didn't really seem to be a big matchup for JV, and he turned it into a good game.
It was a concerted effort. We want to make sure we gave him an opportunity to guard on the perimeter, guard a five-out team, more so than a traditional post-up. He's doing a much better job of doing that. He had some breakdowns, outran him 2 or 3 times, but yet and still, the only way you're going to get experience of doing that is leaving him out there. And these are the type of games that he's got to learn, and I thought he did a better job in the second half.
And he took advantage of the offensive end with no matchup.
He did. He's 7 foot versus 6'7", 6'8", and he's got a little size advantage.
Dwane, I know that people will say no game in March means anything in May or June, but this is the 3rd straight benchmark 50-win season for you guys.
Yeah, and we're playing. We're excited about it. It's good for our team, our franchise, but we're playing for something more than that. We're playing for something special, and to do that, you got to play as close to as many 48-minute games as you possibly can from here until the end of June. And you have to be selfless. It can't worry about my minutes, who's playing, who's not. We're going for productivity, and that's the way we have to go. And again, it's great to get to 50, but we got to be focused on the big picture.
This may be a little out there, but do you think maybe the bench's success has sort of lulled the starters into a bit of a false sense of security?
Well, I hope not. It shouldn't, because the starters start the game and you dig a hole for us, that puts more pressure on the second unit. I don't think so. I think it's just us understanding the disposition and the intensity and the sense of urgency that you have to come out. And it's hard this time of year. I totally understand. Jones just said it. You got 50 wins under your belt, or, let's play. No, if you want to be a championship team, and I've seen it with old teams, and so it's, we're not an old team, so we don't have excuse. We've cut back on practice. Our travel is good, so there's no excuse.
Talking about the big picture, focusing on the big picture, what's the difference this year as opposed to years past, where you're maybe more focused on it this year than maybe last?
Experience. I think our guys have been beat up and maligned and whatever else, and the bench has grown. The talent level on the bench has developed and grown and gotten better. So we getting more productivity from the bench. We don't have to play DeMar and Kyle as many big minutes, so they're fresher. So it's a lot of factors in that. But, again, a lot of it is you go through the fire so many times. It hardens you, get you ready. And I think that's what we've been through. And I've, seen it so many times around the league over the years. That's been the difference.
Quick update. Last game, Nigel Hayes hit those 2-3 shots. And I was wondering how you feel about his performance so far. Are you happy with it?
He's a good NBA player. He's, it's tough right now because we're not developing. We're going to have to look at him on the fly. If there's time to get him in, get him minutes, we're going to do that, but not at the expense of trying to win a game. And, you want to have games where you can slide him in there, but tonight wasn't one of them. And but he's proven that, watching him in practice, he's done a good job. So he's an NBA player.
Coach, when you look back to your first head coaching job in the NBA, what do you see toward your evolution?
I've been coaching since 1979, so head coach, assistant coach, I've seen everything. So you try to get better every year, and it's not about me. It's about those 15 guys in there in the locker room and trying to get them on the same page. And all the experience you go through as a coaching staff, you try to use that to help them to be better. So, nothing. There's not a question as far as what I know. I believe I've seen enough to understand what it takes. So. That's, I don't know if that answers your question.
Who would you say was inspiration as a coach?
A lot of them, everybody. Rick Carlisle, George Karl, Joe B. Hall, Eddie Sutton. You go right down, Clem Haskins, Pete Newell. You go right down the line. I've been around a lot of good coaches, so I take steal a little bit from everybody. Thank you very much. Oh,
Just saying, to some degree, because you had the slow start, you picked it up later. You felt like that was sort of a teaching moment. Mm-hmm. Does that give you sort of a roadmap for what the next 15 games need to be? What you
we've had quite a few of those slow starts, and that's the thing. At once it was the third quarter. Now it's slid over to the first quarter. So we've got to remedy that, and it's about it's internal. It's about our chemistry, about our coming out of the locker room ready to go, and being motivated and having a sense of urgency when, whatever may not be on the line.